I'm wearing my No Man's Sky shirt because there was a little bit of news. Just a little bit. Just a touch of news came out while I was passed out. It's Xenu mentioned over on my Discord. So you're missing all the news this morning. I looked at the time clock and went, it was 5 a.m. I was asleep. I can't be up 24/7. We are going to talk No Man's Sky with all the news that happened over the last 24-ish hours and this morning as well. Well, I guess really early this morning for those of us in the United States. So we're gonna talk about all that. So we're gonna get to all your questions here. We're gonna talk about all the different things we got going on. I'm gonna go over though what happened here over the last little bit. So this all started way early this morning for me, and it was about right around 10, 11 a.m. BST is when everything started going down. So the first thing that happened is, if we go over to my main screen here, you'll see we've got the site up. I guess I can unmute it, can't I? There we go. So the first thing that happened is the status command updated. So if we go to status, it gives us code 5, Monarch repository data loss, imminent command update, Mercury, loop 16. All right, there's 2 new commands. Well, that's kind of cool. So let's see what these commands do. So loop 16, help. Loop 16 gonna die. Emily's here to take you out, loop 16. So that's loop 16. And that was it for that. Then we go to the Mercury command. And the Mercury command is process started by community ETA 11 a.m. BST. Okay, 11 a.m. BST is about 4 a.m. Was about 5 a.m. my time. So about 7 a.m. Eastern-ish is what was going on. So what else happened? So then we go over to the Myriad site and we see that this was actually changed as well. Process 3597B is beyond allocated limits. Process not going to be sent to critical conditions. Tiers 1, 2, and 3 clients are now offline. Solar shield status offline. Well, that sucks. We have no solar shield. The ground speed averages. Notice China's really high. So that happened. 0700 EST. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. So there's all that. And then at 0700, this is what happened. And I'm going to go ahead and let's restart. Sean Murray, the man himself, tweets this out. Why can't I hold all this hype? So much hype. So he tweets this out. Now, he also tweeted a couple other things out, too, that I thought were really amusing. So, well, not necessarily amusing. This one, first of all, 505 Games is excited to announce that 505 Games will be distributing the upcoming Xbox One edition of No Man's Sky at retail worldwide. Working hard on the next No Man's Sky free update coming 2018. So, there's that. And then this was fun. So, this is a letter that Sean Murray gets from this 11-year-old Alex who lives in Virginia, who's saying, I have an Xbox, I want to play this game, but please add to Xbox. So he got this letter, and then he announced this today, and has, you better buy a copy, Alex. I thought that was pretty cool that he would personally respond to that guy. So that's everything, and then the main website updated with this. I'm gonna go ahead and read through this, and I'll get to your comments in just a second here. I just want to get through everything that happened today. Vat Killer's nice to see you. Xenu, nice to see you. Hello everyone, our small team is working our socks off on the future of No Man's Sky, but we wanted to share some news from behind the scenes. Our upcoming update will be called No Man's Sky Next, coming summer 2018. Really thanks to the amazing community, each update for No Man's Sky has been more successful than the last. Atlas Rises, our most recent update, was especially so. That represented a real inflection point in the legacy of our game. This team has never stopped running at sprint pace over the last few years, so perhaps it would have been tempting to stop there. Surprisingly, though, it had the opposite effect on us and emboldened us to go further and faster. We called our upcoming update Next because it's an important step on the longer journey for us and the community. It will be our biggest update so far. Holy shit. Bigger than Atlas Rises. Crap. And something we've been working ridiculously hard on. This will be free to existing players and will continue to support No Man's Sky in this way for the foreseeable future. No Man's Sky is also coming to Xbox One. which has long been hotly requested by patient Xbox fans. The Xbox version will come with Foundation, Pathfinder, Atlas Rises, and Next from day one in 4K and HDR for Xbox One X. We are also bringing No Man's Sky to WeGame, the Tencent Chinese platform, which is awesome. Since Atlas Rises, China is now our second biggest region for players, and we are delighted to be able to support our Chinese players further. We know that there's a lot of hunger out there for news and updates on No Man's Sky. We appreciate your patience, and we promise we are working hard to reward it. Thank you so much, Sean. All right. So, let's discuss. So, first of all, as before, a whole bunch of information updated via Waking Titan tied in with the tweets, which is really cool. The fact that he tweeted out before that, it's like, hey, I got a small announcement coming out in a couple hours here because it's about to be leaked anyway. Well, yeah, I mean, there's so many data miners working on this, man. Of course it's about to be leaked. So he came out with that first and then the tweet. So that was kind of fun. All right, only max 4 months. Let's see. Wish they'd 4K UHD PS4 Pro. Yeah, that would be nice. Oh, they have? Oh, cool. Okay. I wouldn't wait all the way till August, but sadly that makes the most sense. It makes sense for the August. It'll be their anniversary. Yes, correct. It's small. It does make sense because that's when they've been doing these updates a lot. I mean, they did the last update August last year. I want you to think about this, too. Most games that do either updates or DLCs, how long is the break in between when they're doing it? So most games... Durgan, thank you so much for following. Welcome to the Army. I do appreciate that. We'll get your entrenching tool and your accordion to you shortly. Most games, you're talking about DLCs or updates, generally... Unless they've already got them built. Like Battlefield 1, they already had a few of them built, so they just sort of waited and spaced it out a little bit and then updated them, so on and so forth. But a lot of games, you might go for a year and a half before you get a DLC for it, or an update. Horizon Zero Dawn, it was a little over a year, wasn't it, before the first DLC came out? So, I want you to think about this. They did 2 DLCs within the first year, okay? Within 2016, 2017, they did the 2 DLCs. They did Pathfinder and Foundation. And then, actually, they did all 3 within the 1 year. So they did Pathfinder, Foundation, from August 2016 through about, what was it, I think February was when Pathfinder or when Foundation hit. Or no, when Pathfinder hit, sorry. So they did those 2, and then they did a 3rd one within the first year. Now they've been working on this one, which is larger than any of the other ones they had before. So they put out 4 DLCs in less than 2 years for their game. That's unheard of in video game, just in general. I mean, Battlefield 1's been going since early 2016, give or take, and they've put out 3 total. So, I mean, they've been putting out a ton of content for free. That's the other thing, is the DLCs for most of these other games cost money. Like the Fallout 4 DLCs cost money, the Battlefield 1 DLCs cost money. I'm certain the Far Cry 5 DLCs they're talking about are going to cost money. Of course they are. All of these have been free. And they're effectively DLCs. Hello Games has done things that are unheard of in the video game world. No Man's Sky is more understandable because its reception at launch and the whole debacle. Well, yeah, but look at Battlefront 2. There was a big debacle about that, and I guarantee you any kind of extra content they come out with it is going to cost money after this. I mean, Fallout 4 was universally hated by Fallout players. All their DLCs cost money. So, I mean, yeah, true, but there was a debacle at launch, but you have these other companies that had debacles in their game, and they're still like, but if you want more, you're going to have to pay for it, consumers. Yeah, and you will too because you want more. We know you do. Yeah. So, so yeah, that's where that's where I can find this. 4 DLCs for free, lots of community involvement, 2 ARGs that I know cost lots of money with Allison Smith getting them to run them. Getting people in China involved. Now the Chinese connection now makes more sense, doesn't it? Because now we've got that website in China is prepping the Chinese base for the launch on WePlay on Tencent. Now it makes more sense. It took a couple of days to make sense, but now it makes more sense. So Hello Games stated well before launch that No Man's Sky updates will be free for a long time to come. And we believed him, and it's true. Which is cool. So, yeah, and we figured we'd get at least 1 or 2 updates for free. I figured after 1 or 2 updates, it's like, okay, they're going to do DLCs from now on, and it'll actually cost $10, $20, whatever it is. I'm fine with that. Nope. Free. Atlas Rises. Free. Next. It's like, holy shit, guys. So, I mean, they've done... They're... As bad as their marketing department screwed up to begin with, they've done a remarkable job over the last year or so getting the game out there and repairing a lot of the open wounds that they caused with the way that it launched. If I had to guess, what do you think they'll add to next? What would you? Okay, so since it's going to Xbox One X, and it's going to be on the PS4 and the PC, and now it's going to Tencent as well. And Tencent's the same one that does PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, by the way. They're the ones there. I'm suspecting we're going to see more multiplayer, and I think it's almost a foregone conclusion that we're going to see more multiplayer, because multiplayer games are the ones that sell in China, for instance, and that's going to be a big market. So I think you're going to see more multiplayer. I think you might actually... This might be step the first towards, a unified game theory here, where you have PS4, Xbox One X, PC, all cross-platform compatible. They did it with Fortnite, and Fortnite is huge in China too now. So if they can do it with that game, they can do it with this. I would almost guarantee you there's going to be multiplayer aspects there's going to be some serious multiplayer aspects incorporated in the game. I still don't think it's going to be PvP. I think it's going to be more co-op missions, co-op gameplay, things like that. So I think that's what it's gonna be pointing towards. So I believe that we're absolutely going to get expansions on multiplayer. I believe we're absolutely going to get expansions on story. We're probably going to get either more story and additional story for the Artemis quest line, additional Atlas missions, or a brand new storyline with it. Do you ever think Switch might get No Man's Sky? I don't know if the Switch can run it. I don't know if it can. Well, I mean, it could probably run it, but I don't know if it can run it well. I don't know. I mean, I've watched Zelda and a few of the other games that you got on Switch, and it just doesn't seem like it's really the platform that No Man's Sky is built for. It's built for the next gen, big, scary consoles like Xbox One X and PS4 Pro and PC. It's not really built for Switch. Switch is... I don't know. I don't know if I'd even call Switch a console. My neighbor's got one, and I'm like, that's not a console. What the hell is that? So it looks like a freaking Game Boy. So yeah, I don't even know if it would run on that, to be honest. It's going to be cross-platform, being part of Microsoft now. It will likely be sold in the Windows Store as well. Ooh. With the X and the new logo having a circle under it, pretty much hinting at cross-platform. Oh, I hope so. Oh God, I hope so. It'd be so nice if they can get cross-platform everything. If they can basically strong-arm Sony into doing it, and they might be able to. I would love cross-platform because I want to play with Stretchy and Lily and Guyver and Snoodles and all these other people that hang out on Twitch. I would love to do co-streams, but I can't because I'm the only one on PC. I'm on PC and they're all on PlayStation 4. So I think first Oni's got the game on PlayStation 4. So it's like, I would love to cross-stream with you guys, but I can't because even with cross-streaming, we can't interact with one another. And the best we can do is talk on Discord. I've heard rumors of a Switch refresh too with 8 gigs of RAM and an upgraded processor. I'd mainly be curious because No Man's Sky on the go. Yeah, that would be really, really cool. And that's the other thing, is that I have 16 gigs of RAM, and running OBS and No Man's Sky at the same time stresses my system out. So I ran it on my laptop with 8 gigs before, and it ran but I couldn't stream it. I had to get an extra 8 gigs before I could actually stream the game. Saying we get avatars. Would like to see your traveler avatar affected by the decisions you make in game. Dying will cause your traveler to feel more like Apollo. You might be able to... Ooh. That's a cool idea, 2619. I like that. I like that idea. That your decisions affect how your avatar looks. I think the only game I've ever seen that successfully pulled off in was a game that was a universal flop, was Black and White. I think it's the only one where the decisions you make during the game affect the way you look, and if you age over time, and so on and so forth. Praise Sean. All hail the mighty Sean. Grah! Grah for the great Sean Herc.